Hey there, boys and girls. I'm back for part two. So let's just take a moment to talk about part one again. In part one, we learned about two of the rules to help fuel some positive energy that will help us overcome some challenges. Rule number one was to create a positive vision. And that just means that you're thinking positively about maybe one thing that's going to happen in the day. So start your day with something positive and really shoot to achieve that. Rule number two was to fuel your ride with positive energy. And that just means that you are going to do nice things, simply smile at someone that you see, smile at your bus driver, smile at your friends or family, give them a wave. Things that you can do right now when you're at home, for sure. So let's go ahead and see what the rest of the story entails and learn about rule number 3, 4, and 5. So the next morning, George stepped onto the bus feeling more positive than ever. Someone is looking very happy today, Joy said, smiling at George. I feel like my tank is full of positive energy, George said with a big smile on his face. I love it, George. Make sure you keep filling your tank with positive energy throughout the day at school. She gave him a few tips to remember. Smile big, be thankful, and fuel yourself with positive beliefs. Then she asked George to repeat after her. I am ready for a great day. I believe in myself. I trust that I will accomplish my goals and dreams. The energy bus pulled up to the school and George stepped off, ready to take on the day. As he walked towards the building, he heard Joy cheer. Remember, George, if you fuel up with positive energy, you can go as far as you can dream. Dream big, George. You would think that George stepped onto the bus that afternoon full of positive energy, but he didn't. Instead, he walked on looking very sad and upset. What's the matter? What happened to my positive energy guy? Joy asked. I did everything you said. I fueled up with positive energy, but that didn't stop the bullies at school from teasing me and embarrassing me, George said with tears in his eyes. I'm sorry you had to deal with bullies, said Joy. I was bullied when I was a kid, and it didn't feel good. Joy then raised her voice for the entire bus to hear and said, Listen up, kids. Don't be a bully. Don't be mean. Don't say hurtful things to others. It will take you down the negative road of life. Instead, choose to be kind and travel down the positive road. Joy then turned to George and said, Bullies are just one of the many types of negative people you will face in life. Some may say negative things about you. Others feel so bad about themselves they try to make you feel bad too. Rather than driving their own bus, they are trying to ruin everyone else's ride. That's why I always want you to remember the next rule, said Joy as she picked up a piece of paper from the dashboard and held it up for George and everyone to see. Rule number 3. No bullies allowed. This means you stay strong and positive and know that bullies can't drain your positive energy if you don't let their negativity into your mind. Negativity comes in many forms, but positivity is much more powerful than negativity. The key is to become more positive than the negativity you face. I understand, George said as the energy bus approached his bus stop. He walked off the bus realizing that he needed to be more positive than the bullies were negative. He also knew he needed to plan to neutralize the bullies and hoped that Joy would have some ideas for him tomorrow. The next morning, when George got on the bus, he took a seat near Joy. Joy smiled at him and told him that she had been thinking all night about how to deal with the bullies at school. Good, because I need a plan, said George. Well, I have a plan for you, said Joy. First, you avoid them. Do your best to stay away from any bullies that try to zap your positive energy. Second, when they are mean to you, confront them and say, You are bullying me. Stop bullying me, and walk away. Then picture yourself driving your bus and shutting the door on them so they can't get on and their words can't affect your ride. Third, tell your parents, teacher, and principal. No one should have to deal with bullying. It's wrong. Okay, I'll try my best, said George as he walked off the bus towards the building where the bullies waited for him in the hallway. And boys and girls, I wanted to stop there for just a second because I've spoken with some before, and I know that other teachers have talked to students about this in the past. And sometimes when we ask you to talk to the teacher or tell the principal, I've heard students say before, but I can't. I can't talk to anyone because I don't want to be a snitch. I don't snitch on people. And boys and girls, I just want to reiterate that there's a couple steps you can take before you have to talk to a teacher or a principal. Boys and girls, the first thing you want to try to do is avoid them. If someone's bullying you and you're starting to get bothered by some actions of others, just remove yourself from the situation. Go to another room, take a few steps away, sit a few seats away. Try that first. If it happens continuously or even right away, you can certainly tell them to stop bullying you. Some people might not really realize that they're bullying you or the words or actions that they're choosing are hurtful. Just tell them to stop bullying you and walk away. Then certainly make sure you tell your parents, teacher, or principal. When the bullies saw George, they began teasing him, but George was ready. He stayed positive, told himself to be strong, and told them to stop bullying him. Then George pictured himself shutting the bus door on them and keeping them off his bus as he walked away. He could hear the teasing continue, but he didn't let it bother him. In the past, he had allowed them back on his bus, but not today. Today, he kept them off his bus and felt more positive than ever. The minute the school bell rang, he ran to the bus to tell Joy, "It worked! It worked!" he cheered. "I'm so happy for you," said Joy. "Positive energy is a powerful thing. And do you know what the most powerful form of positive energy in the world is?" asked Joy. "I don't know," said George. "What?" "It's love. And it's so powerful that it's part of the next rule I want to share with you." Rule number 4, love your passengers. This means you become a powerful force of positive energy and share love with your passengers. "Who are my passengers?" asked George. "They are your fellow students, friends, teachers, siblings, family, and the people you interact with every day. Love everybody, George. Be kind. Help others. Make a difference." When you show kindness to others, you attract kindness like a magnet. You surround yourself with so much positive energy that negativity doesn't even affect you, Joy said. Most importantly, when you put love into action, you change the world one loving act at a time. The energy bus then pulled up to George's stop, and as he walked away from the bus, he waved to Joy and decided he was going to start showing kindness and love to his passengers at home. Boys and girls, think about how you can show kindness right now, today, tomorrow, and this whole weekend, this whole week. That's really, really important for us to share kindness and expect kindness from others. That night, George spent extra time petting his dog. He was kinder to his sister and told his mom he loved the dinner she made. The next morning, he made sure to wake up on time and eat his breakfast, knowing that would make his mom happy. At school, George smiled more and encouraged those who were having a bad day. He shared his lunch with a girl who forgot her lunch at home. He was extra kind to a girl that everyone teased and made her smile. He helped a boy who dropped his books in the hallway. George was so kind and positive that the bullies stayed away from him, and he was surrounded by other positive kids. When George walked on the bus that afternoon with a big smile on his face, he told Joy that he knew the next rule of the energy bus. "What's that, George?" she asked. "It's to enjoy the ride," he said. He had learned that when you follow the energy bus rules, you will enjoy the ride a whole lot more. Rule number 5, enjoy the ride. George then pulled out a picture he had made in art class and gave it to Joy. She looked at the picture and smiled. It was a picture that listed the 5 rules of the energy bus. Number 1, create a positive vision. Number 2, fuel your ride with positive energy. Number 3, no bullies allowed. Number 4, love your passengers. And number 5, enjoy the ride. I made one picture for you and one for our school, said George. I shared the picture with our principal, and now she's going to share the rules with all the teachers and students. Well, George, I will display this picture proudly on my bus for all my future passengers to see, and I will tell them about you and how you chose to fuel your life with positive energy. Joy already knew what others would find out. George was no longer just a passenger on the bus. He had become a positive driver who would change the world. George would share the Energy Bus rules with others through his words and actions, and they would learn what Joy taught him. The Energy Bus will surely take you on the ride of your life. Beep, beep. The end. So, boys and girls, keep in mind the rules of the Energy Bus. Be a passenger like George was, and work towards being the driver of that bus. And that just means that you are showing positivity and kindness to everyone throughout your days, and really focusing on how you can overcome challenges even when they feel really difficult. Boys and girls, you are going to discuss this text a little bit more on Google Classroom. So when you do, really think back about all the things that George had to overcome. Know that you can overcome them too. And remember rule number 5. Have fun. Have fun doing all of this stuff, and make sure that you help make things fun for other people by way of your kindness, your love, and just your attention to them. Thank you so much.